Hi everyone, it's Vicky here from Crafty Heaven, and thank you very much for joining me today. And today I'm finally bringing the series of us making the Bee House mini album, and it's been a few weeks coming but I wanted to get it perfect before I brought it to you. And it's not quite finished on the inside. Well, it's finished. I just need to add my photos and then just add a few embellishments just to decorate the photos up a bit. So I've added some photos, but I haven't finished. And the reason is obviously it's the holidays now. And then my husband was washing his car on Sunday and the stool that he was stood on slipped underneath him and he fell and he's fractured his elbow. So he's now strapped up for the next 6 weeks. So I've got 5 kids home for the 6 weeks holiday. Wish me luck, guys. Oh, but never mind. So yeah, so it was a bit late coming, but it's here now, and I hope that you enjoy the tutorial. So this is what the house looks like. I've had to zoom out because I couldn't fit it all in. So this is the front, and this is the sides. Then we've got the back. So you could have the front or the back, you know, and then this is the other side. So you could have this is the front or the back, or this is the front or the back, whichever, you know, it doesn't really matter, but I've used this one as my front. So we have the lid and the base, and then in the middle is the actual album itself. And I've just added some flowers to the roof, a bit of washi tape and some decorative borders, and I think this has turned out absolutely gorgeous and I'm really chuffed with it. So the papers and the dies that I used for this album was the Bee Garden collection from Simply Made Crafts. Now this isn't a part of my design team. I had this idea in my head as soon as I got this collection and I needed to make it, but I just thought I'd, you know, show you the collection that I've used to make this album. As always, I leave the links in the video description bar if you want to go and find that on Craft Stash. So let us get in and show you the album. So like I said, the lid comes off and then the base comes off. So this is what it looks like on the inside. I haven't added any paper to the edges because I didn't want that catching on my album when we take it, you know, take the lid and base off. And then that's what that looks like. So we'll move them to one side. And so this could actually be the front of my album just because of the way the album opens, but I ended up doing this one and I preferred this one as my front, but you can decorate it however you wish. So here is the album, and then this is what it looks like on the inside. So like I said, I've only added a few photos to this, and then I can add some embellishments over the top to decorate it, or I might even just leave it plain, I don't know, and just had a border down the bottom here. So I made the spine and the pages out of the album die set in this collection, the pockets, and also this waterfall section here, but I'll show you the dies that I'll use later on in the video. So we have this waterfall section that just pulls like that, and look how smoothly that goes. Love that. And then also we have a pocket here with a photo matted. So yeah, that is the album. And like I said, I'm currently adding my photos at the minute, so it's not quite finished, but I wanted to bring the tutorial to you. I didn't want to leave it any longer. And then we have the roof back on top, and there we go. So that is the 3D Bee House mini album, and I really hope that you enjoy this series. It'll be over a few days, and if you recreate this, I'd love for you tag me over at Crafty Heaven on Facebook, and I'd love to see your creations. So let's get on with the first part of this series. Enjoy, guys. So we're going to start off by making the actual album, and then we're going to do the lid and the base separately, because as I'm filming this, I'm making it as I go along, so I'm not entirely sure what measurements I need for the lid and base yet. I want to see what the thickness is once I've got the card and paper on, and then work around that. So to make the actual album itself, I've got 4 pieces of chipboard, or you can use mount board, and these measure 7.5 by 4.5, okay, and they're going to basically form a box like you saw at the beginning of the video. So I am using some thick cardstock. This is actually watercoloured cardstock, but I like the texture of it and also the thickness. So this is A3 size. Now I probably won't need all this, but I will need 2 pieces, and I'm going to have to join them together so I can fit my chipboard pieces on there. It's going to be laid across like this, and then obviously we're going to have a space in between. So what we're going to do first is we're going to join our cardstock up first. So I'm going to add some double-sided tape, and I'm going to overlap the card about 1 inch, and I'm just going to burnish that into my card. I hope this angle's okay. I've managed to lift my phone up higher, so hopefully you can get a better view of everything, because the last couple of times I've been quite close and I've not been able to show you, the full detail of my projects or anything that I'm sharing, and it was irritating me, so I'm sure it was irritating you. So I've managed to lift the phone up a bit, and hopefully you can see everything now. And I'm going to use my Kalal all-purpose glue, and I'm going to run some glue over the double-sided tape. So I'm going to line these up, and I want to try and get it as straight as possible. So again, I'm going to overlap it about 1 inch or so, and then press that down. And then I'm just going to go in with my bone folder. Make sure that's stuck down nicely. So we've got our 4 pieces here, and I want one to go in the middle. Hopefully I'll have enough room. Yes. And then space them out like so. Okay. I'm going to use this mini album set, and I've been excited to use this since I've got it. And this is obviously by Simply Made Crafts by Helen Griffin, and what this does is gives you the perfect cover, for your spaces in between your chipboard. Also, this corner piece here gives you the bit where you cut off, and it leaves that 1/8 of an inch gap so you can fold over the corners. You've got this bit here that goes at the top corner, so it leaves about 1 inch paper so you can wrap around. So much fun, and I cannot wait to start playing with this. So what I'm going to do is going to add some adhesive to the chipboard, and we're going to attach it to our paper. So I've added my double-sided tape and also some liquid glue. So I want to try and get this one as straight as possible. So I'm going to line that up in the middle. and press that down. I'm just going to use my scraper. This one here, and I'm going to line this top bit up with the top of the chipboard there, so you can see it's going to leave about 1/4 of an inch gap in between each chipboard, so then when you fold it over, it should prevent cracking with your card and leaving enough space for it to fold over. And then obviously we've got this one here, and that goes on the other side. So again, I'm just going to add some liquid glue to this and we'll place it on there. So I'm going to line them up, and because we're using the top part here, the chipboards should line top and bottom. Okay, so take that out and then we can press that down. Okay, and then we're going to come to this side again, line it up, and we're going to add the other chipboard piece here. And then we're going to move it over, and again the last one here. I've added my chipboard, so I want to cut off the excess card. So we have this piece here, and you just basically line it up in the corner, and you just go around with your knife and you just cut along the edge here, and then that will give you enough to wrap over it. And then when you come to the top here, you just basically going to line it up and cut across the top all the way along there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that because I need my craft mat to do that, and once I've done that I'll come back. So there we go. How tidy does that look? Oh, love it. Okay, and then we have the corner piece, and this is going to go on the corner. So you're going to line up the corner of your chipboard with the inside bit here. Okay, so if I can lift it up to show you. So can you see, you're going to line it up like that, and then you're going to cut straight across there. So I'm just going to pencil mark for that because I don't, like I said, I don't want to cut this final piece. So I'm just going to put a pencil mark on there, and then I can just cut that with my scissors. And this is going to leave a 1/8 of an inch gap to get that perfect corner. Okay, so we're just going to grab my scissors and cut straight across. So can you see it's left a 1/8 of an inch gap. And there we go. So that is now ready for us to fold over, and oh my god, I absolutely love that. So much easier. Oh my goodness. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to add some double-sided tape to the edges here and also a bit on the chipboard, and then we can start folding over. But before we do that, we need to get your bone folder and just run it along the top of the chipboard, so then your card will fold over. And I'm just going to do that and just gently fold that over, and again on this side. Gently fold that over, and just got to do that all the way around. So I've added my adhesive, and we're going to fold these top sections over first. So I'm just going to fold them over and press that down, and just move your way across like so. And then you just got to get your bone folder and give it a good press to make sure that it sticks. First of all, you'll see here we have this overhang. We actually need to tuck that in with your bone folder. Okay, so you're just basically going to get your bone folder and tuck in that excess, so then when you fold it over, it's going to give you that nice corner. So do the same on this side. Just tuck it in like so, and then I'm going to run my liquid glue over my double-sided tape the bottle because I was running low on that one. And fold that over. Perfect, those corners are. Oh, love it. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do the other side exactly the same. So put some liquid glue on, just tuck in that excess bit there on the corners, and then fold it over. Fold our cover, so you're just going to get your bone folder or ruler, and you're going to go in between each gap here, and you're just going to gently run your bone folder across like that, so your chipboard starts lifting. Okay, and then do the same on this side. I've already done it just to save time, but I'm just showing you here. Okay, and if you find it's lifting here where the card is not sticking, just go in with your bone folder and just crease it down, and then when you've done that, it will fold up like that. But how gorgeous does that look? There's no cracking and the corners are perfect. Ah, love it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to cover the inside. So I've cut my pieces, and the largest one is 7 3/8 by 11 5/8, and we're going to place that on this side here, and I want to leave about a 1/8 of an inch border all the way around. So I'm going to press that down, make sure it's straight, and then go over it with your bone folder. And the second piece measures 7 inches by 7 3/8, and we're going to line up the edge with this one here and butt it right up against each other, making sure that it's all level, and then press that down, and then just go over it with your bone folder until it's all sealed down. Okay, so again we're going to crease where those folds are, so we're just going to gently just start it and go in with the bone folder and just go in like that, and you can see that the card is starting to lift, so just go in and press it down, making sure you might even have to go in with a bit more glue just to make sure that's in place. So okay, so just gently bring it over slightly, and then again do the same to the others. There we go. So that is your cover now all done. As you can see, mine's lifting ever so slightly, so I'm going to have to go in with a bit more glue just to make sure that's stuck down. But that is the start of our album, and then obviously we'll have the roof on top and then the base. So yeah, so now we're going to go ahead, and I want to add my paper to the outside, so then that way I can work my lid and base around that and know that I'm going to, you know, have the right of spacing for them to fit over the top and bottom of this cover. So I'm going to cut my pieces of pattern paper and then I'll be back. So I've gone ahead and cut them now, and I've added them to my cover on the inside and outside. So I've used this paper for the outside, and then on the inside I've used this one. So the papers measure, and you will need 8 at 4.5 by 7 3/8. Okay, I've also gone ahead and distressed the edges with vintage photo because, well, that's my thing. I love you know, distressing my projects and giving it that vintage look. So that is the outside and inside of the cover now done. So I'm wanting to make the lid and the base now. Now I've added the card and the paper, and then I'm going to decorate the outside once, you know, we've got them done, and also then we can go in and do the inside.